welcome to the MPV News, and thank you for choosing us on your daily news with Mr. Montejano, Mr. Pineda, and Ms. Valerio. Well, today our topic is going to be about terrorism and the effects and problems that bring to our society, community, and also global effects. Terrorism is a global problem that endangers the life of every person on the earth. The primary purpose of all governments should encourage and enable people to join their forces against terrorism and win. Now I'm going to Mr. Pineda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The government should recognize the importance of this problem and the political activities should be observant to that major consideration to solve the problems. Sorry, whose phone is that? Oh, sorry guys. Hello? Yes, but I'm in the news right now. Okay. Sorry about that. My wife is just having a kid, and I'm just got to finish this news because I'm gonna be a father and I gotta go to the hospital. So, back to topic.
We apologize for that.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
We apologize.
To solve the problems of global terrorism, we must try to find the roots of it, to analyze the action of countries take against terrorism. Well, back to you, Mr. Montejano.
Thank you. Well, I think sacrificing our civil rights before will make our society completely free of dangers of terrorism. Should we make national IDs required for everyone? Station checkpoints at the edge of every city and town. Turn all our neighbors into spies.
Well, one nice excuse. They blame the whole nation without any division. The consequences of such an action are pretty difficult. People begin to hate not terrorism as a whole, but correct terrorists we define Netherlands, Arabic, for example. What do you have for us, Miss?
Thank you. Just follow these facts. The administration attacked Afghanistan, while the home of terrorists was elsewhere. Most were from Saudi Arabia. Reasons were given, of course, but anyone who is paying attention realizes that what really happened in this first stage of this so-called war on terrorists was the destruction of a government that supported the training of terrorists, and which also was supposed to administer of oil policies. How fortunate for the administration that they could eliminate a government that stood in the way of economic benefit for administration like France in the oil business. And now, thank you for hearing about us, but don't move out of your chairs. We're going to be right back after these commercials. right back to the news. Talking about terrorism, let's talk about when the first time the White House was down. In 1814, during the War of 1812, the British Army burned the White House for the first time.
Well, I can answer that question, but if I'm not wrong, just give me a second. But on the Harris, Truman, the interior room were completely dismantled, and a new internal load-bearing steel frame constructed inside the walls.
That's true.
But today, the White House complex includes the executive residence, West Wing, East Wing, the Eisenhower Executive Office building, the former State Department, which now houses offices for the President's staff and the Vice President, and Blair House, a guest residence.
Yes, that's right. But going back to our topic of terrorism, not a lot of things have in common. It's also affecting more than just global, communities, society, our family or your family. It's also affecting the economy negatively, since it leads to a slowdown to a damage of consumer confidence. It also impacts tourism, since country issue restricted order and travel advisors, which affect the tourist sector negatively. In the social scene, terrorism may lead to numerous deaths and injuries, just thus affecting or breaking the social linkages. So it's just more than global, community, social, our family is also loading down our economic and also making a lot of death and injuries in the country.
Well, that is true, but it's like cause and effect. You know, if something, if the terrorists don't do something, we're always gonna come back strong, and then it's gonna affect something from a family or people that we love the most.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. But the stuff that we say later on in the news. To solve this problem, we have to go to the root and find out what is the main cause of this. But I know that if we all join forces together, terrorism can be stopped. Even though there's a lot of leak out there that says that it will never be solved. But I truly believe that this terrorism can be stopped. Even more far than anything more dangerous can happen as the 9/11, the White House, the airplane being lost. This can be all stopped if we join forces. And I know that we all can do that.
Well,
But
just put it this way: not only one time, but 2 times there's an airplane missing from
yes,
the United States and from Spain. Well, if we don't sit together, all the government,
Nations.
all the nations sit together and talk about it, we will never want to stop them.
there's not gonna be an end. Because we might think, the government might think, the world might think that they can't stop it. But I know that after a couple of months and years, it's gonna come even bigger.
That is true.
Well, thank you for watching MVP News and Channel 4. But we're gonna be right back next Saturday, the same time. Please watch us.
In the 21st century, it has been full of bloodshed. According to Professor Carter, he says that the 20th century has been the most bloodiest century ever. more blood has been spilt in this century than in any other time in known history. And then they say religion causes wars. More people have died under the banner of secular ideologies rather than the banner of religion, from a numbers game. The real terror is actually the state or the ideological type of terror, because far more innocents have died. For example, Zbigniew Brzezinski, in his publication Out of Control, Global Turmoil on the Eve of the 21st Century, it was published in 1993, he said lives have been deliberately extinguished by politically motivated carnage. And he gives us some numbers. The war dead alone in the 21st century, just listen to this, the war dead alone for politically motivated reasons is 87.5 million people. Not 3,000 9/11, which is wrong and we disagree with. Not around 60 people in 7/7 in the United Kingdom, which is wrong and we disagree with. But look at the real type of terrorism. For politically motivated, via state terror, 87.5 million people. I mean, even if you were doing a numbers game, you'd be shocked. How can you hide this? 87.5 million people for political